Hi, guys, and good morning to you. Normally, as I have been late for the past, I don't know, like 2 months that I've been back. And I'm the sound lady, the makeup artist, hairdresser. I know, thank you. I do a good job, don't I? This is for entertainment purposes only, and I've got a bit of music behind me. And apparently, if they can hear that, that's a copyright violation. So I don't turning it out. Haven't had my stiffener yet, but still was going for that noise. I popped in early today because I have a ton of work today, and I'm trying not to. Okay, good enough. Okay, let's see if I can. And you can see the TV there. I'm at the front of the bar, and then there's the whole back end of the bar, whole side and three quarters on the other side, and then there's this huge mirror for all the stemware and the really weird alcohol that we can find. It's all weird that's lining the shelves. Well, a couple of good ones, so people don't think we're that bad off. We are. We're retired. Let's see. Retired veteran, published author, mother of one, grandmother of two, and now retired. I served my country in the military and in civilian life. Now my children do. Well, my son does, and his wife. And I never know where they are. They're an exit away, but sometimes when you hold high powered jobs, you run around a lot. Been there, done that. I got tired. As I said, retired, had a major accident, took me offline for 10 months. Won't even bother to talk about that again. There's a bunch of other videos that I did manage to get in. So if you're curious, pop in and see one of them. The rest of you pop in here and see me. As I said, I feel a little nasal this morning. I am the lady hippie at the bar. And if anybody calls me a boomer of anything, I'm going to show them what that word truly means. Because I'm like fucking retired. I have bail money. I swore every day I would talk about Charlie Kirk. That now every morning or evening, whenever I got here, yeah, I'm very stuffy. I would remind people that Charlie Kirk was a light, and he would let others into that light, regardless of the walk of life or the religion. It didn't matter. It was prove me wrong, and I was so overjoyed to see the outpouring of emotion and how wonderfully and beautifully all that went off around the world. There were no fights. Nobody burned down a police station. Nobody robbed a family dollar. They didn't even leave trash behind. Yeah, if you're going to be a protest, how come you can't do that? But we won't go there. I digress. And at that point, I only knew Charlie Kirk as the prove me wrong guy. So there's a lot going on still that we don't know. And I hope to God we will find out the truth that this young man will be given rest, that the truth will come out. Either way, whoever, however, it'll come out. And also, I think you guys need to leave the widow alone just for a little while. Let her grieve. She seems to be here and there and here and there. And from what I have now begun to understand of their organization, she kind of needs to be if she's going to keep it there for his memory and continue his work. And that's what she wants to do. Irregardless if people think, oh, that's creepy. She came back to her. You're not standing in her shoes. I'm not. Try not to judge everybody. I do believe Jesus Christ said that. Judge not lest ye be judged. Could have been somebody else. Could have been an Egyptian. I don't know, but I believe true. Um, I hate that thing when I say I just can't. I don't want to touch anything really because most of the time I've been having trouble with my mic. If it's to my mic, it's one of my systems that will go on. So you're going live, and 20 minutes later, the ball is still there. And finally, you just walk away. It's not going to happen. And wow, 5 minutes later, hey, that's been out. Can't say I'm a professional at this. If you do see me, like, dislike, subscribe. It's free. Tinkle the bell so people apparently know you're here. This is my second channel, and I've been having a lot of trouble with it. The first one suddenly just That's why my husband bought me 3 new sets this year when I got back to where I could start walking and get up there. I haven't done Facebook, haven't done any of that. It was one of those injuries where they don't treat you basically with anything but Tylenol. Tylenol does not fix my headache. So I'm like, no. So if you moved, your eyebrows already hurt, and then it felt like every strand of your hair was whipping you to death, besides the regular pain. It was like your whole body attacked you. Move. So I wasn't good for much. I literally, if anything, I pretty much stayed in the master bedroom suite and said, okay, this is the way this is going to be. I'm going to have to find a way to get a way to do something and it not bother me so bad. And I managed to survive that. I'm in physical therapy, but I'm walking on my own. So there we go. The other thing I like to tell everybody is I have a stiffener. This one's from Willie Nelson. I did say I got around, right? Age is still the state secret. That stiffener is because when I was growing up, I was adopted at the age of 9 with my sister, who was 7. Great people. They were World War IIers. They were World War One through World War IIers. I mean, they canned, they preserved, they had their own gardens and fruit trees, and used to love the cherry tree. Mother'd be out there. I kind of made pies. People showed up on 4th of July. They showed up on Labor Day. Those few, they would come in. They had bands. Would put together a band, and it was just awesome because everybody drank around a little bit then. They were either late 40s or 50s when they adopted us, and so I don't know what the hell my sister was doing. Probably same thing, but I was running around drinking people's drinks, setting the drink back down. No, I don't normally drink. Unfortunately, I lost my mother to a heart attack, father to alcohol, brother both cirrhosis of the liver. Both my siblings, my brother, my sister, and my father. And on the real blood side, who looked me up when I was 30, boy, have I got a book to write about that. My only advice is fucking run, change your address, fuck it, leave the state. Tell no one where you are. Just don't go and meet them. It never turns out well, but I've got some good stories. If I ever get bored and y'all want to hear something, hit me in the live chat, hit me in the comment. So I'm going to start off, I guess, with all of those and my stiffener. So, Ty, join me. This thing. Oh, God, that's good. My husband buy these. It's a little cinnamon. What's a whiskey cinnamon fireball? And I love these things. And I've always liked the little bottles because I got two just in case. Took me 2 hours to get up here yesterday. And so he keeps me about 24 or so in the mini fridge here at the bar. And as you can see, I kind of like to match as much as I can. I've seen a few on here where I have worn this. Here, finally, the weather changed, so it's gotten a little colder. So this morning I didn't have to go anywhere, so I forewent my pleasure of just wearing a long dress that I accessorize. I think I've got 2 more coming in to write some stuff about. I'll take it for a walk and then come back and write some stuff about it. Everywhere I go, people want to, where did you get that? Kind of thing. And so it turned into one of those. I was one of their top shoppers. I buy something literally at least once a month. And like the wrong side, the little butterfly and things like that. But I do love brooches, and I only had about 5 or 6. And apparently, at my age, you're supposed to wear brooches and aprons, and I always did wear an apron. But when I wore it, my husband tended to want to take it off. So the French maid thing had to stop. It used to be like 110 pounds. Yeah, I'm still that. It's the camera that weighs in and makes you look like you're really 40 pounds heavier. Okay, and when I started this, I thought I'd be. I said, "Oh, I've got the right gimmick. I want to do the podcast at the bar." And they said, "Okay." My husband and my son were putting it together. They said, "Okay, mom, you can do that now, but we're going to make you a studio in the upstairs apartment, so you'll have everything anyway." I said, "Oh, fuck no! I want to be at the bar because I'd be interviewing people." Well, Joe Rogan, I don't know his number. I love you, Joe. Douglas Murray, love you, Doug, but don't have his number. I have no way of paying anybody who would want to come and see me well enough to make the money and do the interview. I love those guys. They're separate, Shay Shay. But I watched all of these podcasts about a year, maybe 2 years ago, actually three. And I thought I'd like to do that. It's social Woodstock. You get up here, you talk about anything and everything. And Lord, did I laugh? I laugh at myself. Sometimes I'll get some comments and I'll laugh so hard I fall out of the bar stool. So everybody, get you a glass of hooch, as they called it. That was, I think, where I missed. They got these because the ladies fainted. I loved it. They'd faint on the couch, they'd faint in the chair, and one of the men would go get the hooch. Now, my brother and me, my brother, I don't think he did. My father and my uncle used to run moonshine. They had funny stories about that shit. I mean, they souped up them little old Model Ts. Them babies was flying. No cops could catch them. And I think they did it. They said for like, well, up till they went and moved and kind of straightened out, went in the military. But they were young, they were teenage years. And so, yeah. So they go get the hooch. So it didn't matter. That might be whiskey, rye, sherry, vodka. You just brought back what was in there. They didn't have a cabinet of things. They had one, whichever one was there. And so they would bring it back and they then woke them up with the little ampule thing. Here you go, try, and they'd be shaking. And you'd hand that to them and they sipped it. They still tremble a little bit. And they go, okay, get her another one. She's still like, yeah, oh, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I don't know what to come over me. Get her another one. By the time they had the third one, they were making dinner. These women do. It was just hysterically funny to me. And for all my days, and yes, the age is still a top secret. Yeah, I am that young, and they don't want you to know that. But I never could faint. And I've been through some shit. I give you one good clue. I enlisted in the wax. I went. I was ROTC. I went in. Um, it wasn't reserve duty, but almost. And in any event, you went in, and I ended up being in a hotel for 6 weeks. I was like, "What the hell, man?" Had no money. My mother slipped me $60, and believe me, in the '70s, that was probably the mortgage, and I wasn't going to take it. And she just said, please. My sister would not say goodbye to me. My father would not say goodbye to me. And wouldn't take me. My recruiter took me, and it was in St. Louis. I lived in I was raised in Cook County, Illinois, Chicago, but they moved down to Southern Illinois to retire. They had retired by then, but I was so hurt because Dad was a World War IIer. And my sister was my blood sister after all the horrors in those 9 years that we had been put through. I couldn't believe it. And she had never said a word. And when I went into it to say, Sandy, I'm leaving. I'm going to be gone probably 6 months, a year, 2 years. I don't even know. I'm going to be gone. And she just turned over the other way and like, fuck off. I got to go. Grabbed my suitcase. I was wearing a suit I made myself. And I did look good. I sure did. You know, it was a 6-hour drive. My poor guy. So he stayed with me through most of the day and into the afternoon and let me know I'd passed everything and I would be leaving if they would give me my orders. And so you go through all this stuff, you get shot. It's amazing how many men faint when they get shot. I laughed so hard at some of this stuff. My stomach hurt for days. The muscle. I took acrobatics, gymnast, karate, fencing, for a decade before I went in because I wanted to be in good shape. Now, the wet corps didn't do a lot about physical training, but I wanted to because I was small. Still small. I'd be a little larger, but not much. 5'2". And yeah, when we landed, we were the first women to serve in the regular army, the WACs, the waves, the WAFs, all had been disbanded rather. Uh, Everybody was now training together. In our battalion, we had one company in each that made up the 5 companies of battalions. We had live airborne rangers right in front of us from Vietnam. We used to jump out of the planes in Vietnam and kill people. I'd been up 3 days, so I laughed a lot. Don't do that. We'd only grounded our equipment. We haven't even taken it to the billets yet, so we're wondering we're got to police this shit up. And he says, "Aren't you Bullock?" And I had a name tag on by then. Yeah, you get Private Bullock. Oh, I'm sorry. I had 3 stripes by then. So it was Private First Class Bullock. And it was, are you going to be a problem? I'm like, no, no, sir. I got a job. No, drill sergeant. And I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm just tired. And sit down. I'll tell you to sit down. Which, again, I just busted out laughing. Almost fell down. Why in the hell are you thinking I'm so funny? I said, I don't know, sir. Ask me after I had a bit of sleep. He said, your name's now Wicked. Got that, Bullock? I was like, yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yes, drill sergeant. Can I go to bed now? And I'm like, at this point, I'm just foggy and laughing. I don't know. So they get us, get your gear, go upstairs. And it's a bay, you got 60 women. And every one of us hit those bunks. And we didn't move again until, well, they came running in and saying it's some godly hour, like 2 a.m., and we had to fall out. Now, when you first get there, especially us women, you wouldn't think we'd know how to fall out. We're women. Women take care of children. They take care of the elderly. If a mouse walks across the floor, they sit up in bed and say, stop that. And they're wide awake and they have to go down and make tea or what have you just to go back to sleep. So by that, say, the second or third day, we were up already. We'd heard their stair footage. He's coming up the stair. Bed's made. We're standing next to it. And he's like, because he's still dragging guys out by their feet and shit. We were up, dressed, and, ready, right, ready, love. Let's do this. And I still miss it to this day. Civil service was different than it is today, but I learned even more each year, each decade. And in some ways, I was almost sorry to depart and retire. And then I got to retire, and I was like, well, fuck all. I got more to do now than I did when I worked. I'm going back to work. But I couldn't because I couldn't figure out how to fit. For me, it's a 12-hour thing. It's a couple hours up, wake up, get ready, do all that, do the chores you got to do, hopefully some of them. Go to work, come back, do again the chores you didn't get finished that morning, and then eat and go to bed. And I was like, I'll never make it. I do get to get 2 cups of coffee before I get started with the laundry, and then I'll just go sit here. These go out. So my husband, I tried it. A friend of mine here at the bar my husband said, you can have some. I will get you some. Only when you're online, when you're doing your broadcast. And I said, all right, Dan. He knew that. He just rolled his eyes. Been with him 35 years, something like that. So far, we've not had a lot of trouble. Doing pretty good. Knock on wood. I had a lot of people ask me, how can you put up with a bar? It's your entire, you took out, oh, it looks good. Well, how? It's so big. Yeah, it is. We can have company. We can throw parties. I got Halloween coming up But my grandson and his friend stopped by, and he said, "Grandma, will your foot hold up to just doing to come into some bars with us, and we'll do some." I call it pub crawling. I forget what they call it. And I was like, that's cool because I missed last year. And I asked what they were going to wear, and the one guy's going to wear the parrot suit, private suit, pair and private. So he's going to wear a pirate fucking suit. My grandson has one of the Star Wars, like his father, but it's a little different. And his father and my granddaughter also have from the new movies those costumes, and they're not costumes. I mean, it's like mine. You look like you just stepped out of a fairy tale book. We're all kind of conscious of it has to be perfect. Whatever they wore in front of that, maybe that's what they wanted to wear. For me, what Queen Victoria, uh, she was such a widow too, but she wore, and they got a picture in 1889, and so and she wore black. I'm wearing as close as I can to what her snapshot showed, and so I have the plantation type, gown with the wind dress, with the cuffs and the lace and all that, and she had this hat on. They had the stovetop hats for women. I don't like them; they don't go good with me. But they got the feathers. It's a big rose, all in black. The big veil it goes back down. It's very heavy, and so you can tilt it. You can do stuff with it. I also have a black mantilla that would work. So if I get tired of one, I wear the other. So I asked him. I said, "Well, where should we meet you?" He said, "We'll have to call you from the pub. I don't fucking know where we're starting." He's 26. And him and his friends all know his grandparents because they've all been to the bar. Well, hell, they're over 21. And if they're broke and they want to get drunk, they come over to my house, suck up everything here. Oh, God, those are good. I have mine on the rocks, tiny cube in there. A friend got us a set that we have already a set, but then she got us another set. She didn't know. She hadn't been to the bar. That does everything, even a little ice cube. And we have several little ice cube trays. Plus, we have an ice cube maker. So we're covered. Everything's here. And at first, I wanted to be turned around to do the podcast so that I would be doing it facing the mirror. And I thought, that's just not going to work very well, I don't think. I'm going to be in the way when we are bartending. If we're not bartending, I could just slide the mic past it out and remove the computer components and all that and just stack them over in the cabinet. So, I said, I'll go this way. I've got to look up background because we're still renovating. So half our shit isn't anywhere. It's in a box or something because he took 10 months off decorating. This hit in the middle of decorating. We got the walls painted blue. We got most of the carpet out, the hardwood floors down when I got severely injured. So he had to take over everything. And now he does nothing but what he wants to do. Now, I guess they figure that I'm trying to see which way would be a better view here, but I'm still it's only me. In any event, let's see what else. The shutdown. I've always asked about this. Why haven't their paychecks been stopped? How does Nancy Pelosi have $280 million? Could somebody please freeze that until they find out she didn't do insider trading with her husband? Let's find out when these stocks were bought. And when it's found out that she's really only worth 3 cents, do send that out to the people that these people decided should have the government shut down. Why the fuck you guys have one fucking job? I said this yesterday. Just one fucking job and you cannot get that done. Oh, it's up to Charlie Schumer. Fuck Charlie Schumer. Oh, he's got to win the race against whatever that racist bitch is. Omar, bring in. I'm bored. Bring her. This talk. This talk. So, my question, riddle me this. Why, out of 150 members of the Senate, 7 of them cannot vote to push this in so that everybody can be like fucking paid. And why are they being paid? Why do they have a separate retirement system? Why do they have a separate medical system? Why do they have separate fucking everything? People, wake the fuck up. They're buying these fucking seats because we're idiots, and actually I'm not, and running and tell everybody I'm a Democrat. Get in there, pull that curtain so nobody see how I vote. You idiots. This time somebody is running and you decide you just have to vote. Don't fucking tell everybody. Make it the secret ballot it was intended to be. And for you, all of you people there in the Senate, and I know the House, Speaker Johnson got pushed that through really easy. But for you ass wipes, you geriatric old people killing COVID bitches, no longer should be stealing from the people of the United States, let alone being in your near 90s and act like you fucking know everything. You don't know shit from Shinola, as my daddy said. Y'all look that the fuck up. The helicopter should be anytime. This is not for children. I tend to get pissed off and say what I think. There should be term limits, and there should be just this presidency. John Kennedy was 35 when he took office. When Charlie Kirk was killed, I hit my knees and said, "Oh my God, it's JFK all over again." And I was right. It's a fucking mess. His whole, where he was murdered, it's all paved over. He was murdered on your university doing nothing wrong. He was asking a question. Actually, he was answering it. And you couldn't let that be a small shrine to that child? He went to all the universities. I'm so disappointed there. If I was the parents, I would never, ever allow my kid to go there. I'd like to see it closed down, shuttered down completely. I'm still pissed. I'm probably always going to be pissed. It's like where Diana was murdered. She said they were going to get her in a car accident. A couple weeks, she did, along with her fiance. So, yeah, sometimes justice does come in easier. My little butterfly, I do love these brooches that I get, so I try to take them, as I say, for a walk. The headbands, you see me in all kind of these because the fucking headphones, they go, floop, there they go, and it drives the piss out of me. I mean, everybody ought to get along. This is the crux of the matter. You can't all be so stupid as to say, well, that guy is right. He rules us. No, he fucking doesn't. The public that put you in that fucking seat, they rule you. Have you asked them what they fucking think about this shutdown? Have you asked them why one particular person can cause all you guys to stand out in the corner and piss your pants from fear? That's not your job. What job? One fucking job. When you're running, you don't go, "Oh, I have to listen to this man. I can't do anything but listen to, I have to vote whatever way he tells me to vote." Well, fuck off. Fuck off. Get out. If you cannot do what your constituents wanted you to do because of some fucktard, you don't fucking need to be there. And as far as the paycheck, I think every damn one of them should be pulled back. And you sure as shut could not get one from me had I been the person in charge when you were there. Get up and act like you are fucking men and women over in the corner like your 4 kids and they're about to shoot the fuck out of you. Buck up. Tell fucking Chuck Schumer to his face, "Hey, piss off, you octogenarian. Go home. You're demented. You hold the country in the palm of your hand and you think what? Does that make you powerful? Nothing lasts forever, you stupid fuck-alls." And on that point, that's what people should be telling them. People should be calling up there so often that they'd have to actually turn all the phones off in the building. There should be people out front. You got people out there because they're being paid. Find somebody. Elon, love you, baby. I want one of your little homes, but my husband we're a retired couple, so I don't know how we could have come up with a way to get them. But I sure would love one of your little tiny homes. They are absolutely awesome. But you have the money. And whatever money this idiot Soros is paying for all these geriatrics, to have the same size and things, how about doing it for us generics? Yeah, I call us generics. I hate the other word. So, how about all of us who are over 50? And we march on the good side, the right side. Say, oh, fuck you. Get in my face with a bullhorn. When you get out of the hospital having it removed, don't you worry about me. I'll have bail money. I'm old. But yeah, Elon, if there was a way we could organize the grass movement, maybe like Turning Point. And I don't mean riots and you got to have this, da, 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 da. I mean, can we go out and do exactly what they're doing? It happened in the UK and they won. You can't let these people run the streets with whatever they are, this headscarves. You can't allow that. It's not American. But when you put an American flag there in Britain, they sent the little girl home. They sent her home because she was flying the flag. They arrested a man in the United Kingdom. I saw this last night. I don't know when it was. They arrested a man because he was wearing a Jewish cross or the Jewish symbol on a necklace because the other guys were protesting. They arrested him because he was Jewish and he had a necklace on that he had to know that would incite rioting. I just, what? Shut the fuck up. What? It's time to either, guys, I got to put it this way. Either we stand together or we hang separately. I'm standing with Israel, period. Period. If I find out that somebody in my city was put in jail because they wore the Star of David, well, they'd be out in a few minutes. But I'd be all over every television station I could find, not to mention social media. This is enough. When they killed Charlie Kirk, I said, that's it. Just as shades of JFK, but I'm done. I'm done. This far and no fucking further. Now, I hadn't watched this, what they call legacy media, in 20 years. And now I'm kind of grabbing some of their clips, and oh my God. Uh, they're not Walter Cronkite. They have no news. What earthquake? 7.6. They don't have that. How many earthquakes went off this week? How many volcanoes? Yeah, they don't have that. Stand up, people. Stand up. Let's use this media as a social Woodstock. I am not advocating violence on anybody, heaven forbid. But we are the hippies. We are the ones who go and make sure that our voices are heard without burning stuff down, without cussing people out, hitting them, without, hell, I'll help the police. That's what I was raised like. You went to the police, you either tried to help them or asked them for help. There were no two other lines. You're burning them cop cars down. I heard of 4 different cops getting shot in the head responding. One was just eating their dinner and they got shot in the fucking head. What is wrong with you cowards? And sanctuary cities is treason. Sanctuary cities is secession from the nation. Your federal efforts, you can't take your federal people into a section that they have made no ice zones. Well, he should be in jail for sedition. And the rest of his people. And you can move him on up to treason, Pam Bondi can. And I bet you Judge Deneen, I love you, girl, miss you, would be able to weigh in heavily on that. Send him to Gator Gitmo. I know you call it alligator or something, but I like it as Gator Gitmo. But yeah, these people need to be stopped. They need to be ripped from their positions of authority. And for one, I don't fucking believe for one damn second that my generation voted for these octogenarians to be in office for 50 years while making tons of money with insider trading. And I know this for a fact because I can't think of the kid's name, but he traded every time Pelosi's husband did. He had an app. Don't ask me how I know. He's a millionaire. He's a double-digit millionaire now himself. So don't tell me they don't use insider training. Mm-mm. I'd pay good money just to see how stupid you were. They indoctrinate our children. This scares me. Scares me. This scares me. My son, he's okay, but we're on a different wavelength. We really pretty much always have been. We love each other for who we are, and I don't try and change him. And my grandson, however, was that I raised him pretty much. He went home a couple days, come back, and I mean he passed his thing. I'm fidgeting. He passed everything at school, his ROTC. He did all that, so he was ready when he had to go. He went to South Korea, so he really had to be ready to go. Trained in Oklahoma, and I had hoped they would put him here at Fort Jackson, and I would have been able to see him a few more times before he went. When he came back, it was somebody I didn't recognize at all. He hated Trump. He wanted Trump killed. He wanted Trump this. I couldn't talk this boy out of the tree. I mean, the fireman can get the kitten out of the tree. I didn't even know where. I was stunned by the vitriol and the absolute stupidity and uninformed stupidity that this kid of my grandson was spouting. My husband in the kitchen said, "All right, you do quit arguing. Politics are done." But every time I saw him, I said, "Oh, all right, is it okay if they do this?" And he screams. He doesn't just talk. He starts screaming and getting louder and louder as he's doing it. So they got to make my grandkid too. And I can't say how sorry I am that is. So I have to ignore that, and I do. If it's about politics, either he or I will say, "Nope, not today," because grandma's probably got a baseball bat, and I do, and a bullet. I see podcasts kind of like mine, but they put in the videos. If you don't like what I'm saying, fine. If you want to talk about a situation that was on a clip, fine. Let me know. Otherwise, I'm sitting here, I'm looking through this, and I'm like, everybody's seen this. Hey, everybody knows that we're on a shutdown. It's, I mean, they already know this. Most of them have their own podcasts now. But come and see me and tell me things. Like, are you ready to sit back and watch them take the country because we're retired? Sorry, guys. It's getting to be winter down here. My lips get so chapped. I don't think so. I still think the hippies have a lot to say. And the octogenarians who are in office are not hippies. They're thefts and they're traitors. And they're very good at committing treason for decades. Apparently, we're too stupid, as they say, to get somebody else and put them in there. We'll see. Got a midterm coming up. No, I do not vote. It's no point. Which would surprise the shit out of them. I bet if nobody turned out to fucking vote. All of this is about a power base for them. I don't understand why. It's so that they get the illegals. You give them. They got them Social Security numbers. They are on food stamps. They are on hospital and Medicaid aid. That pays them. Housing, if it's not a hotel. Meanwhile, the vets are sleeping on the street, worried about where, like me, my next meal might come from. But no, that counts. Just them. Well, if you bring in 22 million people and you want them all to be Democrats, yeah, you might win a few wars. You also might die on that hill because people are tired. We'll see how well this goes. I fear for my country as far as I'm concerned. This is a lot less than what started the Civil War for the history buffs out there. You know I'm right. I couldn't keep up with Professor Victor Davis Hanson. Great guy. He's got a podcast. It's The Blade of Perseus, and he also works for the Daily Wire. Excuse me, and a few other things. Speaks at Stanford and them a lot. Wonderful man. I so wish he was only 60. He's 72. Bless him, and I worry about him. And he is a great treasure. He is an absolute treasure. They took our treasure with Charlie's, but we're not going to let him take all of it. I can see my TV. And I love the part where you have to say, "Are you still watching this?" Fuck no. I'm over here vacuuming and sweeping and mopping. You know that. You're watching. No, I'm not watching. I'm listening. And finally, you can turn it back into yourself. I swallowed the wrong way again. Oh, that's annoying. Sorry. And I'm so tin candy, very, very stuffy. I didn't have a hell of a lot to say after this. By the time I get all my idiocies out, it's time to go. I try to do this for about an hour a day. Hopefully, if I start at 10, my husband won't interrupt me with dinner or breakfast or whatever we're at by the time I can get online. And so, hey, look, I'll tell you folks, again, if we can find ways, and what killed me, there was a lot of white haired people at this No King fucking rally. Idiots. It's just idiocy. Uh, I think it's time for all of us to maybe get together and talk and laugh. I don't want to get out there and march, but I do want to hear the voices of everybody else that feels like I do. And it's just a real hoot to be here at the bar. And you can sit there, set your own little bar up, talk to me. I described myself one time as just a elderly housewife, and I got such a shithead that he sent back. Well, then you should probably not talk about things you know nothing about. 15,000 people came on and said, "She's right, you fucktard." That one was funny. It was on Facebook. I've been taken down more times, I think, than I've been seen because I don't give a shit. It's a free country. If they can get in my face with their little thingies on and their headscarves on, and they look like Cousin It went stupid with black hair dye. But they're running around. I like the word that the English gave him, the letterboxes, because that's all they got. If women want to stay that way, here they are in the United States. They don't have to live that way. Oh, but they do. The father, the brother, the 8-year-old brother, the father, their boyfriend, their husband have every right to stone you to death, to cut off your head, have everybody in the neighborhood rape you, and then cut off your head. I mean, this is for real. Look into Sharia law. Sharia law is, we can kill your ass anytime we want to. If they enact Sharia law in the United States, I'm going to try and kill as many as I can because I'm too tired to move. I'm be like Rosie O'Donnell and go to Ireland, although I am Scottish and British and Irish. And of course, because I'm from, well, America. And that's where everybody came from except the indigenous people. I married a Native American, and he was a chieftain. But you get to a certain age and you have to hand off being chieftain because there's a lot of stuff that has to be done when you're chief. I was always running around in my Indian clothes or my Scottish clothes, running from place to place. I also do the Renaissance, so you weren't really sure what you were going to see me in. You did see me if you did, and so yeah, I'm so grateful that we're kind of settling it, even though he doesn't. And my podcast takes me some time. I think that's going to annoy me no end. Then I hope it works, guys. I need your help. So if you could, and again, entertainment purposes only at this point. I can't. Oh, I thought they had that there. I can't do advertisements. I don't think. So I have to have a bit more of you come in. So I'm going to ask you to share. Tell your friends. Watch this goofy bitch. Give it 10 seconds. Just click in there. They apparently like that too. My old channel, I had several hundred. I was working my way up to where I could do commercials if I wanted. I don't know about merch. Y'all can send me some information on that. What you think would be cool? It's got to be some motif with the bar and dragons. The book I published is like Lord of the Rings but dragons. So it has to be that kind of theme. And I just getting on my feet. I have a husband who never cleaned anything in his life. The man will bring clothes down because he's now literally sitting in the apartment, man cave, what have you, upstairs because he snores so loud that 15 people on the block call the police. So he had to go up there. He stayed there with me in the master bedroom the 5, 6 months that I couldn't hardly even get up. So he would get me in, and then come get me back. It's like 8 steps. I was a disaster. So, in any event, pop in, say hi. I always have live channel. You can start looking for me if you want to see me. I always broadcast live. If you want to see me, you can find me between 10 and 2, hopefully. Sometimes it's 3, but I'm trying to go back to my old schedule of 10 and 2. And I try to stay under an hour. By then, even the Pope's tired. The Pope is from Chicago, Illinois, just like me. I thought, oh my word, I kind of was raised Catholic, so and I love Saint Paul John II, and so I didn't care for Francis, but he was okay. It wasn't. And then we get one from the United States, from Chicago of all places. I'm thinking this dude's gonna be great. And then I had seen a little bit of him, but I hadn't seen much. And the next time I tuned in, I said, "Oh, there he is. Let's see what he's doing." And he was blessing an ice block, and I had to go. And they kiss your ring still. I mean, so Jesus said there was going to be a lot of false churches, a lot. How the absolute fuck all do we decide what's the wrong church? Oh, I've read Ephesians and all those. Yes, I've read them and read them and read them. It's tattered in there. You'd think I was about to cut it out, and yet I don't. It doesn't help me to find the right church. I have been thrown out of many churches, not a synagogue yet or a temple, but yeah, especially when I was a kid, I had no filters. I really don't have any filters. Fuck you. I was born in America. I'm an American. You don't like it, get out. You don't like it, leave the area. I don't give a fuck because I have the right to say what the fuck I want to say to who I want to say it. So piss off. Feel like Ricky Gervais. So come drop and say anything you want to. We'll talk about that. It won't just be about me or my opinion. I do that when I'm on and I just do not want to drop somebody else's work in. So you see a clip that you've seen 5 million times and I'll talk about it. No, I would rather talk to you and remind everybody we have social Woodstock here. No mud, not raining. We're not ripping our shirts off. Of course, well, for me, it's not a good thing. But come and see me. Come and see me. Drop in. Bring you a drink. If you're in the Augusta area, look up my email, which is wickedstafford@gmail.com. So if you're in the area and you wish to be interviewed and talk, please, send me an email and I will come get you. Okay. In the meantime, everybody's got to stay out of trouble. Which in today's day and age, I'm not sure what's trouble it was. Is it generally, if you're not around me too long, you'll stay out of trouble. I seem to get in trouble all the time, so I keep bail money. Oh, and friends and family, if you haven't clicked the subscribe or a like or even the blooming fucking bell, please do not ever, and I'm dead serious here, come to my house ever again. Ever. You are dead to me. Fuck you. And with that high note, everybody out there, stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. And don't get in these stupid gangs going, oh, no kings and all that shit. You're too damned old for all that, all you white haired fuckers out there. Y'all need to be out there holding up the First Amendment in the Bible and telling everybody they shouldn't shoot their president. It's not rocket science. So I'm a little bit early, but I'm going to sign off in just a second. If again anybody's out there, send in the comments, send the live chat. I'm in. You just have to look for me, and I'll be happy to send you my email, talk to you, find out maybe if you'd like to be on. No, I don't expect Joe Rogan or anybody to be on. Although I'd love to go to his place. Either way, it's good with me. Love Cat Williams. Okay, guys. And I shout out to Charlie Sheen really and Joe Rogan because they were on air when it happened, and so was Megyn Kelly when Charlie Kirk was assassinated and murdered that day. And God bless you guys. You kept going. You kept the information out. God bless you. And I'm sorry that we don't know all the answers yet, but I think they need to leave his widow alone until there's a reason to stop on her. So go with God, everybody. Have fun out there while you're doing it. And come see the wicked lady hippie at the bar, for God's sakes. I get lonely.